Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from Politico. Now this was published on February 12th. It is written by Theodoric Meyer and Caitlin Oprisco. Dude, Theodoric? Were your parents fucking retarded? Why didn't they call you Theodore? Okay, Theodoric? That's like retarded. I'm sorry. Anyway, look at the title here. The chamber embraces Biden and Republicans are livid. All right, and then they're leading. The influential trade organization says it is taking the same approach to the new administration as it did with Trump, which is complete bullshit. Okay, they admitted in Time magazine that the chamber, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, conspired in a cabal, okay, to quote-unquote fortify the election. This shit was ordained. This shit was planned. Oh, yeah, same approach as what you did with Trump. That is complete bullshit. And you would think after the article in Time magazine where they admit that they basically, did all this shady shit that they accused Trump of doing with the election, and they're doing it to fortify it, all right, with like saying that, he tried to steal an election, all this other stuff when they, you basically have that going on. And they're trying to play it like this. Politico, how about you actually show that you're not completely corrupt here? Come on now. Let's see what Theodore Dick, okay, and Caitlin have to say here. Washington's most powerful trade group is having a political identity crisis. Bullshit! It knew its political identity when it conspired in that cabal that Time exposed to fortify the fucking election. Over the past month, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has taken a series of steps that have enraged its traditional Republican allies. Traditional Republican allies, my ass! It has applauded much of President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion plan to COVID relief bill. That makes no sense. Proofread your shit. $1.9 trillion plan to COVID relief bill cheered Biden's decision to rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement, backed the former leader of the Liberal Center of American Progress, Neera Tayden, for office management and budget director, and expressed openness to raising the minimum wage, though not to $15 an hour. Because this was all ordained because it's a corrupted organization, it's been co-opted, it's run by lefties, and they conspired to fortify the election. And when you've got this shit going on, Time magazine wants people to believe that the Biden campaign, no one in the Biden campaign wasn't involved in this little cabal? Are you freaking kidding me? You have this shit going on. You've got the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, okay, filleting Biden. And they're trying to play like, oh, we're doing the same thing we would do for Trump. We did for Trump. They conspired with a cabal to install him. Fortify the election. And yeah, they're trying to play it like this. Give me a break. That's left the chamber, a K Street institution known for its bruising battles with past Democratic administrations, occupying an increasingly lonely political center, caught between angry Republicans who feel the trade group has abandoned them and Democrats who are pursuing policies anathema to many of their members. They went against what are you talking about? A lot of their members, businesses, they got together, and you had their members basically, you had the Chamber of Commerce told them, well, if you don't want to see shit get burnt down, we gotta get Biden in. This is what they told their members. They basically put a veiled threat to their members. Do you think they give a shit? What those members think when they're making veiled threats of either Biden gets in or your business is going to get burned down? Holy shit. Rep. Jason Smith, Republican Missouri, who publicly bashed the chamber's endorsement of Tandon, said in an interview that the chamber has forgotten Main Street America. Yes, except for the fact of when they basically sent veiled threats saying Biden's going to get in or your shit's going to get burnt down. Because, the leftist mob might not like that. Give me a break. But anyways, forgotten Main Street America would have decided what it wanted to be and would have to decide what it wanted to be in Biden's Washington. Do they really care about the bottom line of companies and small businesses and growth, or do they care more about social justice, Smith asked. Well, they care about the Great Reset, globalism, okay, and destroying small business, but hey, you know, they're the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, so they're supposed, you know, the appearances is they're not like that. Smith's frustration with the chamber is shared by many Republicans who say the group is now unrecognizable to them. Okay. I love how they're saying that when the Republicans and the Democrats are basically, you know, the same globalist shitbricks, at least in the note of the rhinos and neocons and the Democrats. You know, it's false paradigm, political fucking theater, and they're trying to play it like this. Yeah, okay. After the chamber backed nearly 24 freshman House Democrats for re-election last year, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy told Fox News he didn't want the chamber's endorsement because they have sold out. Well, I wouldn't want their endorsement anyway. I mean, that's basically saying that you're, you know, in with their fucking corporate globalist Great Reset bullshit. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell told Politico last year that he thought the chamber was so confused about what they were about, they probably don't make much difference. I think they wanted to go and prove you wrong because they went, oh yeah? Hey, over here, hold my beer. Hey, you guys, let's get together and conspire. Let's have a cabal to fortify the election. I think they made a fucking difference, you dumb shit. Instead of calling it out, instead of having a sack cocaine, Mitch, you wanted the status quo and to get rid of Trump. And you screwed over the American people, your constituents, okay, Republicans, the party, okay, the party probably is going to end up dying because of what you've done over time. But hey, whatever. Josh Holmes, McConnell's former chief of staff and close ally, called some of the chamber's recent positions totally unmoored to any sort of advocacy for business whatsoever because they don't care about business. They literally sent veiled threats to the small businesses that are members saying, well, we need Biden to get in or shit going to get burnt down. In Time magazine, they admitted this, that they used the veiled threat of leftist violence to get the small business owners in line with their bullshit. Like, this is a fucking surprise that the Chamber of Commerce is going to do this? The tandem endorsement, he said, is particularly mysterious to me because she has personally participated. Wow, that just kind of doesn't make any sense. Like, you're talking about Holmes and McConnell, former chief of staff, ally, isn't more than business. Then it goes, the tandem endorsement, he said, which is like talking about the tandem endorsement where what's-his-face said, no, thank you. Wow. The tandem endorsement, he said, is particularly mysterious to me because she has personally participated in multiple efforts during the Obama years to basically destroy Tom Donahue and the U.S. Chamber for opposing Obamacare and for opposing them in election 2014 and 2012. Well, yeah, but you see, you got to understand, the leftists, they're like a cancer, okay? They get in there and they spread. Or, if you know the comedian Jim Brewer and his, like, party in my stomach, I think is the stand-up bit that he does, but he talks about how, you know, you start letting beer in, all different types, and he's doing all these different voices for different nationalities of beer, you know, classes of beer. Then it works its way up to like Scotch whiskey and then to tequila. And you got, senor, only one. And then he sneaks 15 of his friends in. That's the kind of situation you have with them. That's what they did there. One got their foot in the door and then snuck 15 of their friends into the Chamber of Commerce. And they now control shit. What, did you expect anything less? What they can't, all right, they would rather co-opt and take control of stuff. If they can't, they'll destroy it. This is a case of where they co-opted something. Deal with it. Get a reality check. That's what happened. The chamber insists it is taking the same approach to the Biden administration that it did with the Trump administration, working with them on the issues of agreement and fighting in areas where they don't. Bullshit! The U.S. Chamber of Commerce is fucking literally, almost literally, filleting Biden on its knees like Monica fucking Lewinsky under the Resolute desk, And we're working with Biden like we worked with Trump. You didn't suck Trump's dick. You people went against him. You people conspired to, quote unquote, fortify the election because Orange Man bad. Holy shit, they think people are fucking stupid. The group has never pledged to support Republicans, said Neil Bradley, the chamber executive vice president and chief policy officer. Some people may have assumed that somehow the chamber was an arm of a political party. No, they never assumed that. But now it is. We can safely assume that now. Bradley said that in an interview. They were wrong on that assumption. No, not if they say it now. When you literally conspire with the left, when it's pretty much all the left, and you go, whoa, it was bipartisan, but it was mostly the left, but it was bipartisan. Oh, wait a minute, it was nonpartisan, but it was mostly the left. When you're saying that and you're involved in that and you're one of the key players in that, I mean, at least according to Time Magazine, okay, you are full of fucking shit. You are full of shit. It is not an assumption. It is it is confirmed at this point that you are an arm of a political party. Anyway, he saw nothing unusual in the chamber's endorsement of tandem, noting that former Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, who ran OMB during George W. Bush's administration, backed tandem as well. Oh, because a fucking rhino neocon did something? It means, oh, bullshit. It means that this is legit. That's like saying, okay, because a fucking kid diddler said a kid wasn't diddled, the kid wasn't diddled. That's the kind of analogy that explains that situation. That would be like that's literally putting a shark, okay, a predator, a fucking child predator in the room with a child, and then having him go, oh, I didn't touch the kid, and the kid's in the corner fucking crying. Fucking, after being fucking horribly abused. Oh my God. The chamber's consistent in believing that people who have basic qualifications should be confirmed and that we should have deference to the elected policymakers, Bradley said. Oh, really? Then why did you go and conspire there, fuckwits, to have a, cabal to fortify the election? Because if that's the case, then you should have just sat back and not pulled your shit and watched Trump win. Because if you're supposed to be done with, you should have deference, then that you shouldn't have had your little cabal there, fuckwits. They seriously think people are stupid. You literally have an article just come out in Time Magazine exposing the cabal because they wanted to brag about what they did because they're like, there's nothing people can do. And they're trying to deny here that there was, that the Chamber of Commerce is an arm of a political party. That the Chamber of Commerce acts with deference. Holy shit. The chamber hasn't embraced all of Biden's agendas. The trade group criticized his decision to cancel the Keystone XL pipeline and to pause new oil and gas leases, on federal lands and in federal waters for 60 days. Oh, wow. Yeah, but they okay. You knew these things were going on. This is what's funny. They do this to make it look like, oh, we're in bed, we're for business. All right? But they literally knew the things that were going on. They were insiders with the Biden campaign. They conspired in a cabal to, again, quote unquote, fortify the election. And they criticized these things. They knew they were going to happen. They went along with it. This is just fucking political theater bullshit. Wow. They want people to fucking buy into this shit. They really think we're stupid. Tom Donahue, the chamber's outgoing chief executive, also pushed back against Biden's proposal to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour during an Oval Office meeting with the president and other executives on Tuesday, which has no effect on them. The federal wage is completely different. That's like federal employees, which most federal employees make more than $15 an hour to begin with. So this is just complete bullshit here. Because, oh, look, we're doing $15 an hour, or at least federal employees are getting it. Most federal employees make more than that. An entry-level postal worker makes more fucking money than that. Holy shit. So you oppose something that was done for basically, appearance sake. What do you want, a fucking cookie? You want a hooker to blow you? What the hell do you want for that? You want people to buy into your bullshit? Wow. But Suzanne Clark, whom the chamber announced this week would be its next chief executive, told CNBC Squawk Box on Wednesday that while $15 an hour doesn't seem like it's the right number, it's possible the minimum wage needs to be increased. What? Are you fucking kidding me? $15 an hour is enough. Oh, now they're going to make it 20 and 25. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. $15 might be enough. 15 an hour might not be enough. Go suck a dick, Suzanne. Go suck a dick. That's like leftist fucking shit right there. Okay, the Chamber of Commerce is supposed to be about business, and here they are going, we might have to do more than $15 an hour for a minimum wage. The leftists, like I talked about, it's like the idea of Jim Brewer's freaking comedy. One tequila, 15 more come in, and boom, you fucked. That's what happened here. While the chamber had endorsed potentially raising the minimum wage in 2019, the stakes are higher now that Democrats control Congress and the White House. And some Republicans feel the chamber is being more deferential to Biden than to previous Democratic presidents, a sentiment shared with delight by senior officials in the current administration who have used the chamber's backing of the COVID relief bill to sell it publicly. Oh, yeah. This should tell you that how corrupt this shit is. They're playing it like, oh, well, there's nothing going on here. This is just reasonable politics. They're just endorsing good shit. They literally had a cabal. They were involved in a cabal to fortify the election and install the fucker. Yeah. This is the shit we're dealing with, people. Traditionally, the chamber has been the tip of the spear on fighting back against liberal policies under Democratic presidents, one former chamber official said. Well, not necessarily liberal policies, leftist policies, ridiculous mandatory minimum wages, shit like that. So, somewhat true, but not fully true. The chamber's willingness to work with Biden follows an often rocky relationship with Trump. It championed Trump's tax cuts and deregulation, but recoiled at the president's protectionist instincts and his castigation of tech companies. Well, because they're in bed with the tech companies. They were part of the fucking cabal. Holy shit. They were involved in the cabal to fortify the election. Of course, they're going to help their buddies in big tech, their partners in crime. Of course, they're going to do that. They're lefty buddies in crime. The chamber also joined with the National Association of Manufacturers and other trade groups to sue the Trump administration over its executive orders on immigration and bashed Trump's move on drug pricing. So basically, he stops the pharmaceutical companies from being able to gouge. I've got to go against that. Because, the Democrats are in bed with Big Pharma. You got to how convenient that one is. And the idea of suing over immigration. Oh, so basically they wanted open borders for fucking people to be able to pay for illegals under the table and force wages down artificially. Yeah. Well, they're saying that they should be going for more than a $15 an hour minimum wage. You got to love the hypocrisy with this shit. After Trump supporters broke into the Capitol last month, actually, one of the biggest instigators, was Jaden X, who's fucking BLM, or I should say ex-BLM, because they were shit. He's so fucking extremist and fucking crazy, and kicked him the fuck out. He was one of the people instigating. He went in Trump fucking garb, and instigated shit. Not only that, he did it with a CNN reporter and was too stupid to delete the fucking evidence. The video's out there. They're talking about the shit that they're doing and how they were instigating and shit like that. In the Capitol. So I hate to break it to you, when you got Boogaloo Boys, that fucking retard, and others, yeah, the Trump supporters, pretty much all of them, were over at the rally listening to Trump speak while that shit went down. You had Q-tards there. No offense. I mean, I understand why you were there, but you bought into some fucking serious psyop shit. I hate to say that. I understand what you did. I don't agree with it, but you bought into some fucking ridiculous shit. So you had the Q-tards. No offense. I'm sorry. I'm using that term. If I lose subs, oh well. But you had them. You had fucking Antifa dressing up as Trump supporters. Okay. You had Boogaloo boys who saw this as an opportunity to do stupid shit, and you're trying to play it like they were all Trump supporters? Get bent. But anyway, the Trump supporters supposedly, quote-unquote Trump supporters, broke into the Capitol last month. Donahue pointedly didn't try to dissuade Vice President Mike Pence and the cabinet from invoking the 25th Amendment or Congress from impeaching Trump, saying in a statement, "We must trust them to use those tools judiciously if needed to ensure our nation's well-being and security." Well, the thing is the 25th Amendment was about being incapacitated. This is what's fucked up. They're saying you got the Chamber of Commerce who's conspiring to fortify the election, wanting them to remove him. You've got a conspiracy going on here. You've got corruption going on, and they just expect people to be like, and not know what the fuck's up when they're literally telling you, they're bragging about what they did with like the article in Time magazine and shit like that. Well, come on, people. We got to let them start letting them know, having them realize that we're not this fucking stupid. The chamber has also said it is reviewing the actions of lawmakers who backed the January 6th election challenge, and that some of them, by their actions, will have forfeited its support. The review is ongoing. Well, no offense, but I think when you're conspiring to fortify the election and install fucking creepy, sleepy Uncle Joe, I don't think if I was a politician, I would want your endorsement, because that endorsement goes and shows you're a fucking swamp creature. And they don't understand. Their endorsement doesn't mean shit these days, okay? The AFL-CIO, all right? They basically fucked themselves because now they're going to have even less sway with Biden fucking over their members as bad as he did. They are going to have even less sway than they did over him because they sold him down the river. Chamber of Commerce sold the country down the river. I really don't think the endorsement's going to mean shit when small businesses looking at the fact that you basically used an implied threat of leftist violence and looting and burning and shit like that. If Biden didn't get in office, I don't think they're going to take your endorsement of a politician and actually vote for them. Just saying, just a thought. Seriously. Trump was destabilizing, and President Obama and Vice President Biden probably look a lot better in the rearview mirror after 4 years of chaos, said Valerie Jarrett. Bullshit! Wow, they're still sucking Obama dick. Holy shit. But anyway, said Valerie Jarrett, a senior advisor to President Barack Obama, who led a highly public campaign against the chamber early in the Obama years before settling into a more productive relationship with Donahue. Oh, basically, you have what? The Democrats found something to blackmail him with. They bought him off, something like that. They managed to slip people in. Who knows? I mean, it's clear that they've got their fucking operatives, their lefty operatives in it now with the cabal that happened. The chamber's moves during the Biden era have become the talk of K Street, where Republican-leaning operatives question how long member organizations will continue to support its mission and how much political power it still maintains. The chamber spent more on lobbying than any other trade group last year, but it hasn't spent as much on TV ads backing candidates as it once did. Well, here's the thing. With what's been going on, I don't know how much influence they're going to have. At least on the note of small business and shit, they're probably going to lose a lot of their members because they sold small business down the river. I wouldn't doubt that they're going to have a decrease in their members on that note. I do not doubt that. And this whole thing of the political power, look at what it did. It was involved in a cabal. That's a lot of political power. They ain't going to give that up, and they're going to try to gain more. They're in bed with the Democrats. They're in bed with Biden. Through fortifying the election, somehow Biden gets installed. Hey, nothing to see here. They use implication of violence and destruction of small businesses, okay, to get the people that own them to fucking go along with their shit. I mean, give me a break here. It's like the mob. The chamber shelled out $35.7 million on elections during the 2012 cycle and $29.1 million on the 2016 cycle, according to the Center for Responsive Politics, but spent, only $5.7 million in the 2020 cycle. Well, that's because, oh my God, they were in a conspiracy to fortify the fucking election and knew that they didn't really need to spend the fucking money. Okay, when they go from spending $35 million, $29 million, and only spend $5.7 million, okay, and they're conspiring to fortify an election to make sure that a guy who spent the whole fucking time in his basement gets elected, that tells you the fix was in. That tells you that there was shady shit going on. You don't need to be a rocket fucking surgeon to look at this shit and figure that one out. You could be Joe the idiot circus boy, the inbred lovable circus freak, and figure that fucking shit out. Holy shit. Follow the money or the lack thereof and you'll see the truth. Well, many factors fueled the decline in spending. Like the fact that they were in a cabal? Bradley said one of them was the rise of super PACs closely aligned with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, McConnell and McCarthy as alternatives for wealthy donors. Bullshit! The reason why the money went down is because they knew with their little cabal how the fucking outcome was going to be. Why spend all that money when you know how the fucking race is going to end? If you don't need to fucking put a huge amount of money in on the note of to get the payday, to get the winner, and you can get away with the minimum and get higher odds, what are you going to do? You're going to sink shit tons of money in, or are you going to sink the bare minimum you need to get the big payday? Of course you're going to sink the bare minimum you need. And when you're fucking involved in your little cabal, the bare minimum is only $7 million? The dynamic is certainly a change from a decade ago, he said. I'm sure, especially with the little cabal. A Republican strategist echoed that assessment, calling the chamber's evolving status the result of a fundamental shift in national political spending, pointing specifically to the Senate Leadership Fund, which is aligned with McConnell. Oh, yeah, listen to the fucking excuses come out for this shit on why they didn't spend a lot of money. They're in a fucking conspiracy, a cabal. Don't spend money. And they're coming up with these excuses they're pulling out of their ass why they didn't. This is so sad. I mean, they're not even trying. This is like 4-year-old level of lying. Okay, this is like, did you take a cookie? No, I didn't. No, I didn't take no cookie. This is the same type of shit here. Wow, that was really New Englander when I said here. Oh, God, the New Englander's coming out. Anyway. With the Boston fucking accent. I know Republicans. My friends are going to be angry about what they're doing, the strategist said. But the chamber is no longer the vehicle anymore of Republican Senate political organization. SLF is. So they need to realign themselves around capitalist-minded values rather than the political party. Well, wait a minute here. You literally have the fucking Chamber of Commerce in bed with the Democrats and a little fucking cabal with the left. If you were an honest Republican shipwreck, you'd call that out. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. How they're trying to play this. The chamber is trying to use its still substantial clout to press the Biden administration and Democrats in Congress to work more closely with Republicans on priorities such as the COVID relief bill. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. You literally conspired with the Democrats to install a guy who hid in his basement for fucking... what, over a year of campaigning? Bullshit. You want them to work with the rhinos that are like involved with this fucking false paradigm bullshit. Make it look like you're working together. Fuck you. Well, Ron claimed the White House chief of staff has touted polls showing most Americans support many aspects of Biden's plan. Bullshit. Bradley said focusing on whether one or more of the Republicans supports it or what polls say is misreading of what we need to do to get Washington functioning. See, they keep referring to, well, the polls say, yeah, they also said Hillary Clinton was going to win by 99.4%. They said that Joe Biden and the polls were being proven wrong. And then all of a sudden, oh, we got that straight line increase and all this other shady shit going on. But hey, whatever. See, they use polls. All right, instead of using polls as a gauge of society or reality, they try to use polls to create reality. Bipartisanship, however, is not a popular approach within either party right now. And while the business lobby has ruffled feathers on the right, it hasn't exactly been welcomed with open arms by Democrats who still recoil at the chamber's efforts to defeat Obamacare and financial regulatory reform. But yet you were in bed with them, you fucking shitbricks. Okay, they were in bed with them to fortify the election in a cabal. I call bullshit on that one. They're trying to make it sound like the chamber isn't sucking Biden's dick here. This is complete propaganda. This is like the type of like Soviet fucking levels of propaganda you would see back with the USSR, where they're doing one thing and they're fucking claiming the opposite. They're in no man's land, said John Ferry, a longtime Republican lobbyist. That's the problem with what the chamber's been doing. That's the problem with what the chamber's been doing. That makes no sense. They've alienated all Republicans, he added. And so, it's not like they're going to go to the Republican conference and say, hey, you got to vote for this. Republicans are going to go say, go fuck yourself. Obviously not. Because you have the shit that comes out in Time magazine, and instead of condemning the Chamber of Commerce and calling this shit out, it looks like they all want to fucking play ball because they're silent about it. Rep. Josh Gottimer, a New Jersey Democrat who last year received an inaugural award for bipartisanship from the chamber, said he believed the chamber had made a strategic decision to shift, but that it would take time to build those relationships with Democrats and build that level of trust. Strategically shift, like I said, one opened the door, one came in, 14 followed, okay? And the Chamber of Commerce has been corrupted. It was literally involved in a cabal to, quote unquote, fortify the election and make sure the right president, ended up in the office, meaning the one they wanted. And this is such horseshit. Gottimer added that there is a strong and constructive relationship with the group and encouraged fellow Democrats to engage with them. He said he understood why some of his colleagues might take a trust but verify approach. No, don't trust. They literally conspired to fucking fuck with the election. Don't trust. Okay, every Republican, if they want to, any Republican who wants to show that, they ain't a bought fucking rhino neocon piece of shit, should tell the Chamber of Commerce, like he said, to go fuck themselves. And not work with them. Oppose every fucking thing they want. Out of fucking principle at this point. Don't work with them all. Shut them out. But they're not going to do that because the false paradigm of left and right, they're in bed with each other in Washington and they likes to get paid. Lisa Gilbert, executive vice president of the ethics watchdog group Public Citizen, which ironically enough teamed up with Tamden in the past to criticize the chamber and Donahue specifically, said she isn't totally convinced by the chamber's move to the middle. It isn't a move to the middle. It's a move to the far fucking left. What are you talking about? When they're in bed with when they're in bed with the leftists, okay, conspiring with a cabal to fortify the election, quote unquote, that's not the middle. If it was a fucking teeter-totter or a balance scale, it'd be way the fuck leaning down on that side. Because of how far over they are. I don't necessarily think it changes their policy stance. It just shows that they are savvy enough to understand that supporting only one party will not work in the new environment, she said, adding that she fears the chamber moves will wrongly, in her view, ingratiate the chamber among Democrats. Oh, you're going to love this bullshit. Working in the bullshit, it's the center, number one. It's bullshit that they're savvy enough to understand that supporting only one party will work in the new environment, because they literally went in bed with the fucking Democrats to install a fucking guy into office. Holy shit. I mean, this is ridiculous. Operatives from both parties were split about just how much clout the chamber will have as a more centrist player. It's not centrist. It literally conspired with these groups to fortify a fucking election to have a particular candidate become president, the rightful president, the rightful candidate, which is the one that they wanted. They admit this in time. They flat out say this in time. They beat around the bush a little, but they still fucking flat out say it. Oh God. I mean, this idea of operatives from both parties were split about just how much clout the chamber will have as a more centrist player. It's not centrist. How do you be an effective presence in Washington, D.C. when you manage to alienate absolutely everybody? Another Republican strategist mused. I'm not sure that you do. Well, they're not alienating the Democrats. They literally fucking conspired to fortify the election to make sure creepy Uncle Joe being the legitimate candidate became president. And I'm talking legitimate in their mind. Seriously. The shit that they're trying to push, this is pure fucking propaganda. Because they know with the Time article, they have to try to cover that shit and say, oh, well, they're centrist. When you're conspiring to install Biden, you're not fucking centrist. Sorry, not happening. The strategist also noted that another Washington business group, the Business Roundtable, already occupies a middle lane. Matt Haller, a former chamber staffer who's now the International Franchise Association's top lobbyist, rejected such pessimism about the Chamber of Commerce shift. So, wow. They're basically, all right, because Business Roundtable, they say, operates middle lane. Why? Yeah, Chamber of Commerce, they keep saying Chamber of Commerce is middle. It isn't. It conspired to fortify the election with the left, Silicon Valley, all this shit. You literally have it in bed with lefty after lefty after lefty. It's in a fucking orgy of lefties. And they're fucking centrist. Holy shit, they think people are stupid. But anyway, this guy rejects the pessimism about the Chamber of Commerce. There will always be a middle among members of Congress, Haller said. There are always going to be, in my mind, a place for the chamber to try to bring people together on issues. If it was trying to bring people together, then why would they fucking conspire to, quote-unquote, fortify the fucking election and alienate half the fucking country, you cock-gobbling bitch? Explain that one to me, please. I need the laugh. This is ridiculous shit, people. This is propaganda, okay? Because people are realizing with the Time Magazine article, the Chamber of Commerce is on the left. Squarely. It's in bed with the Biden campaign. Even though they tried to say, oh no, the Biden campaign had nothing to do with it. Do with this fortification, this cabal. Bullshit. It did. If you don't believe that it did, no offense, you're a fucking moron. The Chamber of Commerce is involved. This is in bed with all these lefties. This shit's coming to light. And they're trying to say, oh no, it's centrist. Well, when the left is all the way over at Karl fucking Marx now, I guess, 2 steps back from that is fucking centrist. This is ridiculous shit how they're trying to play this. They really think you're all stupid people. They think we're all fucking morons. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here.
If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.